everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brittany of BrittanyJJones.com. If this is your first time joining me, welcome to the channel. I hope that you will like what you see. Give the video a thumbs up and then subscribe below for more. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to be showing you on my machine, doing a demonstration for you on how to do buttonholes. It's been brought to my attention that a lot of you are not doing buttonholes, and I'm like, buttonholes are one of the easiest things to do, so I'm really hoping that you all will like this video, and then as soon as you're done, start making some buttonholes, start making some shirt dresses. I love shirt dresses. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you the different features, the settings on how to do it, and I really do hope that it's helpful for you and that you'll be able to start making buttonholes. You're gonna be blown away at how easy it is. So let's just go ahead and hop right into the tutorial. All right, everybody, so let's hop right into this buttonhole tutorial. Now I am holding my camera in my hand because when I did it on my tripod, it wasn't zooming like I wanted. So if you see some shakes, it is in my hand. But moving on, this is the Brothers CS6000i. That is the sewing machine I have. Very, very popular. You can find it at Amazon as well as Walmart, I think. And so when you purchase your machine, if you have this one or any other machine, you should have come with a buttonhole foot. I'm just gonna lay it down right here so you can get a closer look at it. So it should look a little something like this. So this is what you need to create your buttonholes. So go ahead and find this presser foot. And before we attach it, I want to show you a couple other tools that you will need. Now, if you're working with patterns, then you may get a piece that looks something similar to this. This is your buttonhole guide. It says it right here. And so this is what it is. It's a guide. These lines right here are what you need to transfer to your fabric. So this is what your piece will look like, something similar to this. You will need a marking tool. This is the button that I'll be using for the tutorial. I will just be using some scrap pieces of muslin, and you can have some scissors close by. So before I turn my machine on, I do want to go over the settings for you. So again, my sewing machine is the Brothers CS6000i computerized machine. These are the buttonhole settings. They start at 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I always just go with 30 just because that's what I like. But play around with these and, you know, have fun. So you have the settings here, use them. But for the tutorial, I'm just going to be using number 30 here. So before I again turn it on and go ahead and put that setting in, I do want to show you, because once the machine comes on, that light's going to come. You probably won't be able to see it that well. You should have a little tool or a little pull down thingy right here. You will need to slide this down before you can start sewing your buttonhole. Okay, so I'll pull this down and I'll show you right before I begin sewing the buttonhole, but you have to pull this down. If not, you'll get a little beep and it'll tell you the message. Then you have to go to your manual, which you should have already read. You may be familiar with it. So this right here is what you must pull down before you can start your buttonhole on the Brothers CS6000i computerized machine. So now that we have the basics, we can go ahead and transfer 2 of these buttonhole markings onto my muslin fabric. I'll show you what they look like. I will attach my presser foot, and I'll go ahead and get my machine set up and ready to go, and then we'll start sewing the buttonholes. Like all markings and circles and dots, this is how I transfer them. I stick pins in them, and then I go ahead and mark it. So that's the exact same thing I do for buttonholes. So now that we have the marking, I have my machine turned on. And again, I said I was going to use buttonhole setting 30. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to 30. Leave a 0. I'm going to leave the stitch width and length, everything the same over here. I'm not going to bother that. And so now, first thing first, I'm going to remove my regular presser foot here. So now that I have removed my presser foot, I'm going to go ahead and attach this one for the buttonhole. But first I'm going to stick my button in this little area right here. My buttonhole foot, it goes up and down. So I'm going to insert my button in this area right here. Now that it's attached, I'm going to go ahead and put it onto my machine. Okay, so now we have it on the machine. What you don't want to do is move this around. You don't have to touch this at all. Your machine is going to take care of all of that for you. So just put it on there and leave it alone. I'm going to pull this lever down, the same one I showed you before, and then it kind of looks like a buttonhole. So you'll be able to see what I'm saying once you pull it down. And then my settings are still set at 30, and I did not touch any of the length and width stitches. So now we can put our fabric up and start sewing our buttonhole. One more thing before we start sewing, you want to make sure that you line up the bottom line of your buttonhole with your needle. Your buttonhole, once you start sewing, is going to move up, come back down, go back up, go over, go down, go back up, and then end over here to the left of the buttonhole. So you always want to make sure that you line it up right here in the middle at the bottom. Do not line it up at the top. So let's go ahead and start sewing our buttonhole. And so this is a little bit hard to see, I apologize, but you can see that it has some markings right here on my buttonhole. I have the bottom of my buttonhole line that I transferred lined up right in the middle. So we have the setting set. We have our lever pulled down. So now I'm just gonna press on my presser foot, and this is gonna do everything for me. So I'm gonna start sewing now. Now do not stop, keep going. It stops by itself. So now it's done. Go ahead and take your foot off your presser foot, and then you can lift your needle and lift your presser foot up. After you lift up your presser foot, you should have a really nice finished buttonhole. So to open it, go ahead and grab your seam ripper and very carefully open it up like this. Now that it's open, go ahead and grab your button and do just like a test to see will it go through. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to push it through with one hand to see, can I get it in here with just one hand? Okay, I have it halfway and it goes in very nicely. And there's your buttonhole. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one just because. So go ahead and go through those steps and just keep practicing. Grab you some scrap fabric and just keep practicing. So I have everything set up, but I didn't pull down my lever, and I'm gonna just show you what happens if you try to sew it without the lever. I get a beep and I get a code for E3. Since I already know what that is, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it down. And now we can start sewing. Remember, do not stop before your machine is done. Keep holding your presser foot down until your machine stops on its own. Pull it out, cut your threads, and then go ahead and open up your buttonhole. All right, y'all, so that is all for the tutorial. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I really do hope that it was helpful to you and that you have a little bit more confidence with making some buttonholes. If you have any questions, leave them for me below. I'll be more than happy to answer. And like always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Blessings, everyone. Bye.